Many gardeners, in their hurry to plant beautiful flowers and grow tasty vegetables, often overlook one of the most valuable resources for their garden. This resource is simple, widely available, and usually free. It is the humble cardboard box. We see it as packaging, something to be flattened and put out for recycling. But its true potential is far greater. It holds the key to creating wonderfully rich, dark and fertile soil with very little effort. Gardeners often focus on buying expensive fertilizers and composts, not realizing that the secret to a thriving garden lies in feeding the soil itself, starting with something as basic as cardboard. This simple material can transform how you garden forever. Before a single seed is sown, we must think about the foundation of all life in the garden, the soil. Healthy plants cannot exist without healthy soil. It is not just dirt, it is a living, breathing ecosystem. It is filled with billions of microscopic organisms, earthworms and fungi. These creatures work tirelessly to break down organic matter and release vital nutrients that plants need to grow strong. When we neglect the soil, we make our gardening journey much harder. Plants become weak, more susceptible to pests and diseases, and require constant feeding. By shifting our focus from the plant to the soil, we create a self-sustaining garden that works with nature, not against it. So, what makes cardboard so special for our gardens? Most cardboard is made from wood pulp, which is essentially carbon. Carbon is the primary food source for the vast community of life dwelling within the soil. When you lay cardboard on your garden beds, you are offering a feast to the worms, bacteria and fungi. They are drawn to this new food source and begin the process of decomposition. This activity aerates the soil, improves its structure, and starts the creation of a dark, crumbly and nutrient-rich environment. It is a simple trade. You give the soil life a meal of cardboard, and in return they give your plants a perfect home to grow in. A common worry that stops many from using cardboard is the fear of attracting termites. This concern is understandable, but it is based on a misunderstanding of how termites behave. Termites are primarily attracted to dry wood, the kind found in the structure of our homes. They are not interested in cardboard that is laid flat on the ground, in direct contact with the soil, and kept consistently moist. The moisture and the soil contact make the cardboard unappealing to them. Instead, it becomes the perfect habitat for beneficial creatures like earthworms. By keeping the cardboard damp as part of this process, you are creating conditions that termites avoid, ensuring your home remains safe while your garden soil thrives. The process of using cardboard is wonderfully straightforward. First, you must prepare the cardboard. Remove all plastic tape, glossy labels, and any plastic staples. You want only the plain brown cardboard, as inks and glues can sometimes contain chemicals we do not want in our soil. Break down the boxes so they lay flat. Your goal is to create a solid layer that will block light from reaching the ground below. This is the first step in a powerful method known as sheet mulching. Once your cardboard is ready, you can begin laying it directly on the area you wish to improve, whether it is an existing garden bed, a patch of weedy lawn, or a new area you are claiming for cultivation. After laying the cardboard down, overlapping the edges by several inches to ensure no gaps, the next crucial step is to water it thoroughly. You want the cardboard to be completely saturated, like a wet sponge. This moisture serves two important purposes. First, it kick-starts the decomposition process by making the cardboard soft and accessible to soil life. Second, it ensures good contact with the soil underneath, leaving no dry air pockets. To give this process a powerful boost, you can add a simple, homemade microbial inoculant. Create a rice wash by rinsing a cup of uncooked rice with water, saving the cloudy water. Let this water sit for a few days until it smells slightly sour. Then spray it over the cardboard to introduce beneficial microbes. Once the cardboard is laid and wetted, you must cover it. This top layer is vital for success. It holds moisture in the cardboard, adds more organic matter for the soil organisms to eat, and makes the area look tidy. The best materials to use are what you have available. A thick layer of homemade compost is excellent. You can also use a generous covering of fallen leaves, grass clippings from your lawn, in thin layers to avoid matting, or even old rotted wood chips. This top layer acts as a protective blanket, encouraging earthworms and other decomposers to move up from the soil below and begin their important work on the cardboard feast you have provided. This method works beautifully in many different garden situations. It is perfect for creating new no-dig beds on top of lawn or weedy ground. The cardboard layer effectively smothers the weeds and grass by blocking out sunlight, saving you the back-breaking work of digging them up. It is also highly effective for mulching pathways between your garden beds, keeping them weed-free and gradually improving the soil beneath them. In orchards, a layer of cardboard and wood chips around the base of fruit trees will suppress weeds, retain moisture and slowly feed the soil, benefiting the trees immensely. You are not just stopping weeds, you are actively building fertility with every layer. Through this process of layering cardboard and other organic materials, you are not just making compost. You are creating something even more valuable: humus. While compost is decomposed organic matter, humus is the final, stable product of that decomposition. It is a dark, spongy, and complex substance that is incredibly rich in nutrients and has a phenomenal ability to hold water. Think of compost as a good meal for the soil, but humus is the long-term health and vitality of the soil itself. It is what gives topsoil its characteristic dark colour and crumbly, life-filled texture. This method of sheet mulching directly encourages the formation of humus right where you need it. The transformation in your soil will begin sooner than you might think. Within a few months, if you were to gently peel back the top layer of mulch, you would notice the cardboard is softening and breaking apart. You will see a significant increase in earthworm activity, a clear sign that life is thriving. The soil beneath will start to look darker and feel moister. After about 6 months to a year, the cardboard will have completely disappeared, consumed by the soil life, and transformed into rich humus. The soil will be noticeably looser, easier to work with, and full of the earthy smell of a healthy living ecosystem. This is the visual proof that your simple efforts are paying off handsomely. One of the most common mistakes gardeners make with this method is not using enough material. A single thin layer of cardboard or a light sprinkling of compost on top will not be very effective. Be generous. Use overlapping layers of cardboard to ensure no light gets through to the weeds below. Apply a deep top layer of at least 4 to 6 inches of compost, leaves, or other organic matter. Another mistake is using cardboard with a waxy or plastic coating, which will not break down and will pollute your soil. Always check your materials carefully. Finally, remember to keep the layers moist, especially during dry periods, as moisture is the key that unlocks the entire decomposition process. In today's world, this simple, low-cost method is more important than ever. The cost of fertilizers, compost and other garden amendments continues to rise, making gardening an expensive hobby for many. This technique relies on recycled materials and yard waste, turning what many consider rubbish into black gold for the garden. Furthermore, as we become more aware of the degradation of soils globally, methods that build soil health are critically important. By creating humus, you are improving your garden's fertility, increasing its ability to hold water, making it more resilient to drought, and sequestering carbon from the atmosphere, doing your small part to help the planet. The beauty of this method is its simplicity and its profound respect for natural processes. You are stepping away from the mindset of constantly fixing problems with chemical sprays and synthetic feeds. Instead, you are becoming a facilitator, an orchestrator of the natural symphony that happens within the soil. You are providing the right ingredients: carbon from cardboard, nitrogen from grass clippings, and a diverse range of materials from compost, and then stepping back to let nature do its magnificent work. The result is a garden that is not just productive, but is also resilient, balanced, and teeming with life from the microscopic level upwards. This is a partnership with nature. This approach teaches us a valuable lesson that extends beyond the garden gate. It teaches us to look for value where others see waste. It encourages patience and observation, watching as simple layers of organic matter slowly transform into a vibrant, living medium. In a world that often demands instant results, gardening this way reconnects us to the gentle, steady rhythms of the natural world. It reminds us that the most powerful and enduring changes are often the ones that happen slowly, quietly, and from the ground up. This shift in perspective is perhaps the greatest gift that no-dig, soil-focused gardening can offer us. So, I encourage you to try it. Find some cardboard boxes, gather some fallen leaves, and start a small patch in your garden. Do not be afraid to experiment. There is no single right way, only principles to follow. The goal is to feed the soil, and the soil will, in turn, feed your plants. You will save yourself time and money, you will avoid the hard work of digging, and you will be rewarded with a garden that is healthier and more abundant than you thought possible. It is a journey of discovery, and every gardener can be a part of it, no matter the size of their plot. Your most important task as a gardener is not to grow plants, but to cultivate life in the soil. When you focus your energy on creating a rich, dark and humus-filled foundation, everything else falls into place with surprising ease. Your plants will be stronger, your harvest will be more generous, and your connection to your garden will deepen. Look down at the soil beneath your feet. That is where the real magic happens. Nurture it, feed it, and it will give you back more than you can imagine. Happy gardening.